Hey, what is going on everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm doing a comic book haul of all the floppies that I've picked up recently, and I've picked up a lot recently because I went to two conventions. I went to HeroesCon in Charlotte, North Carolina, and GalaxyCon in Richmond, Virginia. Great books that I got there that I wanted to showcase for you all in a very casual, one-on-one chat kind of way, no script or anything like that. So without further ado, let's go through these books. Alright, we're going to get started with what is one of my favorite X-Men spin-off series, and you'll know this if you're a fan of the channel because I make a ton of videos about them, and that is the New Mutants. So here is a very cool cover that's sort of Alien-esque, and it's got Kitty Pryde and Lockheed. Next up, we have New Mutants number 58, which, it's featuring Bird Brain at this point, which, that's leading to the Fall of the Mutants stuff, where somebody dies, and I won't tell you who. If you know, you know, and if you don't know, then you should go read The New Mutants by Louise Simonson, who is writing the book at this time. And here again is more Bird Brain. What a weird little guy that they introduced into this series. What a little weirdo. Next up is a book that I'm very excited to add to my collection, and that's because, one, it's Claremont written, and two, it's the first cameo appearance of the Demon Bear in New Mutants issue number 3. Very cool cover there as well, with the shadow of the Demon Bear looming over a Danny Moonstar in despair. Very awesome. And even more awesome than that is another book that I'm so excited, so ecstatic to have in my collection, because I'm a huge fan of this character. I'm very, very fond of her. And that is Selene, who first appears in New Mutants number 9. Also got an awesome cover there of Sunspot and Cannonball in the Nova Roma Gladiator Pit. Also a bit of a weird time in New Mutants history, but it is what it is, and we got Magma from that, who I really, really like, and who I also have her first appearance, by the way. I didn't pick it up recently, I've had it for a while. But anyway, those are the New Mutants books that I got. Let's move on. Psych, we're not done with the New Mutants yet, because I forgot about one New Mutants book that I got that is very special. I didn't actually pick up the book at any of these conventions, though, but I had it signed at the HeroesCon convention in Charlotte, and that is New Mutants number 1, and I got it signed by the legend himself, Chris Claremont, who I was very excited to meet, and I was incredibly nervous meeting him as well. I feel like I was talking over him and just kind of stuttering, but come on, I was in the presence of a legend, so can you blame me for not being as articulate as I maybe sometimes usually am? I'm probably not that articulate anyway. Anyway, moving on. Now we can go to what is the big ticket books for a lot of people, and that is the Uncanny XMen stuff, and I hope you like Uncanny XMen stuff because I got a ton of it. First of all, another one that I'm very, very excited to have added to my collection because this was a character that was recently featured in my top 10 female X-Men list. She was actually at number 10, so if you watched that video, you already know who it is. So this is little preview for super fans of the channel, Anyway, what am I talking about? It's Uncanny XMen number 130? Number 130, which is the first appearance of Dazzler. It's a beautiful copy that I got for a wonderful price. So take a look at this. It's quite amazing to have in my collection. And it feels good. It feels real good to have the Disco Queen herself in my short box. Anyway, moving on. We have Uncanny XMen number 170, which is where Storm fights Callisto, and it's an awesome cover there. Very cool. Uncanny XMen, and by the way, these are not in numerical order. I just grabbed the pile and I'm just showing them off. Here is Uncanny XMen number 218. I think this is near where Dazzler joins the official X-Men team, or maybe an issue after or an issue before, something like that. And then here we have Uncanny XMen number 256, and this is where, Betsy Braddock has her transformation into, her Asian body, and she's Asian Psylocke now. It's confusing. I never know how to navigate that for people who might not be, familiar with everything that goes on there. But yeah, she switches bodies, basically, in this book. Here is a follow-up to that, where she fights Wolverine. Here's an awesome cover. It's X-Men 269, and it's that, Rogue versus Miss Marvel stuff. This is a funny issue where they're kind of fighting each other, draining each other's life force. Only one can survive, that type of thing. Then we have Uncanny X-Men 277. Uncanny X-Men with a very cool cover, 232. The Brood is back, baby. The Brood is back. Then we have Uncanny X-Men 233. More Brood stuff. Uncanny X-Men 236. Awesome cover here. Really, really like this one. Awesome stuff. Another really cool cover. Uncanny X-Men has such great covers, really. Here's 226, which is part of Fall of the Mutants. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is either very close to it, or this is the exact issue where Storm gets her powers back after being depowered and shot with that gun that Forge created and whatnot. Here is Uncanny X-Men number 196, which is apparently a bit of a controversial issue. It's with Rachel Summers and Wolverine. Speaking of Rachel Summers, here is 199 of Uncanny X-Men, where she becomes the Phoenix. Very cool cover as well. Then we've got 203, where she fights the Beyonder. And we've got 206, more Rachel Summers stuff going on there with Blob. One of my favorite Uncanny X-Men issues right here that I just had to pick up is Uncanny X-Men 210. It's the start of Mutant Massacre. Just a very lovely issue with some very lovely moments in it as well. Cool cover too, so that's always great. Next up we have issue 214 of Uncanny X-Men featuring Dazzler and Storm. Then we have where Havoc joins the X-Men, and that is Uncanny X-Men 219. I hope he survives the experience. Here is Uncanny X-Men 192. Very funny cover here that I've always been fond of. It's Uncanny X-Men 195 with Wolverine threatening one of those brats from the Power Pack. You love to see it. Next up, we have Uncanny X-Men number 188. And if I'm correct here, too, this is where Celine's in New York basically hunting down Rachel Summers and just, causing chaos. Then we have Uncanny X-Men number 174 featuring Cyclops and Madeline Pryor. Here's the first appearance of the Morlocks, which is Uncanny X-Men number 169. Here is the first appearance of Carol Danvers as Binary in Uncanny X-Men 164. Very cool cover there too. I like how the, display of power is going over the actual X-Men logo. Next up, we have Uncanny X-Men number 159. I think there was something special about this issue, but frankly, I cannot remember. Nothing too special. I mean, it's no crazy key appearance or anything, but something happens in it. Next up, we have, this is a favorite cover of mine, by the way. It's so good, and I'm a huge Emma Frost fan. She's my favorite X-Men. I'm a huge Storm fan. She's like my third favorite X-Men. Boom. Emma Frost, Storm, they've kind of switched outfits, and they're having a little fight. Very cool. And then we have Magneto's new origin, in Uncanny X-Men number 150. This is a very, very awesome issue. Highly recommend checking this one out if you're a Magneto fan because it's pretty pivotal to the character. And guys, that is all the Uncanny X-Men books that I got. Alright, and another X-Men spin-off title that I'm very, very fond of too, that you would also know if you were a fan of the channel, is Excalibur. And I think I'm almost done collecting all of them in the first volume. Let's see what I got today. I've got Excalibur number 3, where Juggernaut fights Captain Britain, and he's like escaping from jail and whatnot. This issue I had so much trouble finding. Now I have like 1 through 50 completely, but I could just not find issue 3 for the longest time. Oh, this is not Excalibur, but I'm just going to throw this in here. It's Exterminators. This is Exterminators issue 1. And this is actually the first appearance of WizKid. This is a little team that forms while, Inferno's going on. It's like Boom Boom, Skids, Rusty, and WizKid, and Leech and Artie. And it's fun. It's a really fun little series, so I have them all now. I finally got issue 1. Then we've got this, kind of Marvel graphic novel style Excalibur book, which is Mojo Mayhem. That was a good find. My girlfriend actually found this. And then I got some of the later Excalibur stuff in Volume 1, which I've not read before, so I'm not sure if it's quite as good as the beginning stuff or not. But, eventually I'll find out, and I'm excited to see. Even if it's not quite as solid as that beginning stuff is incredibly, incredibly solid, so if this is half of that, it'll still be a good read. And that's all the Excalibur stuff I got, guys. Well, not quite. I did get a bunch of modern Excalibur books to fill my gaps, so let's take a look at those right now, and Marauders stuff. Alright, first up we have Excalibur issue number 2. Then we have, again, this is not in numerical order because I've not organized any of this stuff yet, I'm just showcasing it to you. We have issue 19. This is Betsy versus Psylocke, so as I was trying to explain earlier, at a point, Betsy was transported into that body, and I still can't explain this. Why did they make Betsy and Quanon and Psylocke and all that so confusing? Anyway, I know it, but I just don't know how to explain it to people, just off the top of my head. Like, I need to sit down and figure out how to formulate and articulate what exactly happened to Betsy. I guess really it is just a body swap, but there's like editorial history there too, and there's context that has changed because of retcons, and I'm just going off now, so let's move on. Excalibur issue number 18 right here. Then we have Excalibur issue number 13, which is part of X of Swords, Captain Britain versus the old Captain Britain. Excalibur issue number 7 right here. Excalibur issue number 16. By the way, as I go through these, just casual conversation stuff. Cool Saturnine cover with the chessboard, by the way. Did you guys watch Thor Love and Thunder yet? I'm curious what people's thoughts are. I thought it was a little bit lackluster, actually. Didn't quite resonate with me as some of the other Marvel movies have. I thought the first half was a little disjointed, to say the least. So then the second half picked it up, but at that point, maybe it was kind of too late. And they didn't use Christian Bale enough. Like, he was so good in that role as Gore the God Butcher, but they just did not want to use him. Anyway, that's all the Excalibur stuff I got. Moving on to the Marauders stuff. Alright, here is Marauders issue number 23. This is a series that I really enjoyed. I like Kitty Pryde, Captain Kate Pryde, and I like Emma Frost a lot, who, as you know, is my favorite character. I think I mentioned that earlier in the video. She is in the Marauders a ton. That's like basically where she's mainly hanging out for the first iterations of the Krakoa era. Issue 15. That is not Emma Frost, by the way. I showed this cover to my girlfriend and she said, "Oh, cool Emma Frost cover." No. That's Saturnine, who just happens to kind of look a lot like Emma Frost and dress like her. But, if you're someone who's reading these, you can tell. You can tell it's not Emma. But for her, I understand why she thought it was. Next up, we have Marauders number 13, again part of X of Swords here. One of my favorite covers of the Marauder series. Very, very awesome. Storm doing a dance with Death, the Araco Mutant, right here. That's such a cool cover. So good. I want more of Death. We saw him recently in Knights of X, but, he didn't join the team or anything. It was a little brief appearance. I'd like to see more of him. He's a very cool mutant. Alright, Marauders number 5 right here. Iceman being the Iceman. Marauders number 6, right here. And then, this is the last book of the haul, guys. It's Marauders number 18. Thank you so much for watching. Sorry if the video was a little disjointed and a little hectic and a little all over the place. it's like 2 a.m. and I'm just making the video and I'm just having a good time talking comics with you all. So I hope you liked it. Please like, comment, and subscribe. We're so close to 700 subscribers and we're so close to 1,000 subscribers, really. And that means so much to me that you guys, tune into these videos that I make as I just, info dump about comics. What a great little outlet and what a great little community we have. So thank you so much for watching.